Hello, I'm Santa Rose. Also, by my author name, I'm known as S. Val Rose. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about some spiritual lessons that I get for the people that I do readings for, and that I think are universal messages that are useful for a lot of people. And I'm going to be doing these kind of videos on a regular. I'm probably going to make a playlist of spiritual teachings in general. Today is October 23rd, 2022, as I'm filming this. And so I'm going to call it my spiritual vlog for today, which is different spiritual lessons that I have learned recently from the different readings that I've had. One of them is a lesson that Spirit gave from a card that I pulled for somebody. And the card is from the Teal Swan frequency deck, and it's the optimism card, and it was upside down. And of course, I read the little booklet description of what that means, but as I'm looking at the card, images come to me. And also, spirits, my spirit guides have known me, they've known me my whole life. And so they will also remind me of things and say, tell her about this, tell her about that. Happened to be a woman I was getting that from. And optimism upside down is looking at the world literally from that pessimism kind of point of view. It's a negativity point of view. And if you're looking at circumstances in the news, circumstances in your life, walking into a room full of people, and you're looking at it with this kind of film of, I'm going to see that all of these people don't like me, that they are rejecting me, they don't care about me, they're not going to take proper care of me. Like for example, if you automatically assume your dentist is uncaring, is not going to do a good dental work because you had a bad experience, and you go into all new dentists with that same attitude, you may begin to look for proof or evidence that that person isn't going to be competent or isn't going to care about you. Or like happened a while back, not recently, but a little while back, I had a mental health client who was absolutely frustrated with the fact that she was certain that her partner was probably doing something that was going to hurt her, like maybe talking to somebody or having an affair. And then there was somebody else who had the same thing where they themselves were not doing anything, but their partner was accusing them every time they turned around of doing something. And it's the same attitude. It's people who are looking at for evidence to support a negative thing. If you believe that something negative is going to happen, or somebody is definitely going to hurt you, they're definitely going to cheat on you, they're definitely going to have malpractice or not treat you well, or that a room full of people, there's going to be nobody there who likes you, or if you try to make a friend with somebody, they're only going to end up hurting you. And you look at it from that point of view, you might find evidence to support what you're saying. Evidence, okay, they're clearly a narcissist because they did this one trait. This one time they said this one thing, therefore they're a covert narcissist. Maybe, or maybe it was just a slip of tongue. If you're looking at everything from that negative perspective, you're going to see what you're looking for. So it would be like looking at the world through gray lenses and all you see is dreary. And then you switch to clear lenses and you see all the colors. And that doesn't mean that everything has to be rosy and that you see everything in an unrealistic, positive way either. An example of that would be toxic positivity. And a lot of people who teach affirmations are actually teaching people to have positive thinking to a toxic level where you're not allowed to even be realistic or say, I'm feeling tired today. So, oh no, cancel that. You can't say that you're tired. No, actually you can't. You can announce how you actually feel, maybe not share it with somebody who's going to criticize you for it, but don't also assume that everybody's going to criticize you because this one person did. The whole message is learning to see the world from a balanced objective point of view. And that comes from being present in the moment. That comes from being centered and fully in your body. That's why I put out that presence video, is because it's the heart of a lot of what is effective spiritual practices, is to simply be present in the moment. And it's super, super important to do that. I think that it's also important to recognize if you have a negative bias. A negative bias is where you see everything assuming the worst. That is not healthy. It's not healthy from a mental health point of view, and it is definitely not healthy from a spiritual point of view. Automatically assuming failure is not helpful. Automatically assuming that people are not going to care about you before you've even met them is not only illogical, incredibly unfair, but it's not a very high vibration to be moving into things with. You're functioning at a fear base instead of functioning at a loving, compassionate base. And if your energy is in a place where the primary energy that people would feel around you is that you're present, you're authentic, you listen, you're curious about other people, and you're actually noticing what really is there, people are going to relax around you automatically. They don't need to feel defensive. Why would they need to feel defensive? You're not accusing them of something before they've even done it. But if you have that energy, people will be on edge with you. And then you'll have even more evidence to prove whatever that negative thing is. So, were they already somebody that you needed to be aware of in a cautious way? Or did they become cautious or start sending cautious messages in reaction to how you were? I don't know. What I do know is being curious, being present, having appropriate boundaries where you say, no, you're not allowed to mistreat me. No, I'm not, when they actually do the thing, when they actually do something abusive, fine, be curious. On the other hand, I do believe in the whole concept of the gift of fear, that sense of if your instincts tell you that something isn't right, isn't safe, you need to not let that person in your house, not let them help you carry your grocery bags, not give somebody a ride, all those kind of warning signs that you feel, that is not you being negative necessarily. It's just you're not even going to notice those warning signs if all you ever are is fearful. If you're mostly neutral and compassionate and calm and relaxed and present in the moment, and then you do feel the fear, you actually can notice it. If all you fear is fear all the time, you can't even notice an actual event that your spirit guides, your angels are trying to warn you about, by giving you something. Be aware, be leery of something. So that is what I really encourage you to look at, is being calm, being present, being in the moment, and pay attention to whether you're unbalanced in how you look at the world, and whether you're being too optimistic to a toxic level, or being too negative to a toxic level. Don't assume the worst. Don't assume that you're going to not heal. Don't assume that you can never heal. I come across that quite a bit with people telling me, well, I'm coming into psychotherapy, but I'll never get better. I'm going to be mentally ill my whole life. Well, I don't believe that. There are some brain disorders that might not get better. And somebody might have to deal with that brain disorder their whole life, but nothing else. You can heal from anxiety. You can heal from depression. You can heal from PTSD. I know you can. I have. And I have helped many, many other people do that as well. So remember that I've been a psychotherapist for over 3 decades. So that is my message for the day. And I will be posting messages or other videos on a regular basis, not necessarily daily, but on a regular basis. So if you want to hear more of this kind of content or similar, please subscribe. please check out my website, bloominglifeguide.com. And on my website, there is a tip jar. If this was valuable to you, you can give me a little bit of a contribution. You can also sign up for services. I am booked out with the email readings into December, but there are still some December email readings available. And there are some one-on-one Zoom sessions that are available. I think there might be some in November, but there's definitely some in December. So you can book those. And it's okay if you want to wait till closer, but I do tend to book out. So if you want to reserve those spots, you might want to go in there and get those reserved just for you. So I look forward to talking with you all again soon and have a blessed blooming day. Bye bye.